Good morning, one and all. It's a gorgeous day. It's 79 degrees, 10:31 in the morning. We're cautiously passing through Fairfield and ultimately heading to Gettysburg, where we will, I don't know, drive around the battlefield. Morning, Peter. Like, share, subscribe, all that other stuff. That'd be kind of you. That'd be kind of you. Free and easy and effective. So there you go. Fairfield is a lovely little town here in the Adams County area. Howdy, Babra. How are you? 6 questions. Good morning. Ryan, good morning. David, good morning. Hello again, Matt, from Belleville, Illinois. I'd like to know where everybody's from. I think we've got upstate New York, New Jersey, Chambersburg. Ron, I want to say you're New York too, but I also don't want to say that because I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we just passed the Mansion House, which is where we will be filming all of our tavern talks coming out in January. And yeah, they're actually it's a great place that you should definitely come to when you're in Gettysburg. You know, one of your meals, come out to the Mansion House, especially if you're in Gettysburg for a special occasion. You know, anniversary, something like that. You can also stay there. It's an inn. So you can get a room, stay there, beat the crowds. If it's a busy weekend, you know, you can just have a nice quiet time. And then pop into Gettysburg, which is straight down this road in front of us. You don't even need your GPS. Chicago. See, I knew I was wrong. Valerie's in Northeast PA, NEPA, if you will. What part of Northeast PA? I used to live in, well, I always say Milford, but I was actually in Dingman's Ferry. Just for a year, though. It's in Philly. Hello, Zach. Oh, Wilkes-Barre. Okay, that's where Cindy's from. And my grandmother, my father's mother, grew up in Oliphant in a section called Grassy Island. Never been, but drove past it going to Cindy's parents' house in Wilkes-Barre. Bill is in Annapolis. Ty Webb says, love Chicago. Peter Cetera, hell of a voice. I love Chicago too. I like I don't know which number album it is, but I don't know, maybe if their first 4 albums have good stuff on them. When they hit the 80s crap. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. Is that Chicago or is that Peter Cetera? I don't know. You can never tell because he started singing all the songs. And there were all these like cheesy love ballads and I have nothing against a good love ballad, but when that's all you're putting out, it's kind of like, come on. But hey, it's old. Good morning, Jeff. Greg, good morning from Columbus, Ohio. People from all over. I wonder if there's anybody from another country, an international listener, perhaps. Ron says, counting down the days till the Antietam hike with Scott Hartwig. Yeah, so are we. Still, there's still a few tour-only option tickets available. Originally we were just gonna reserve them and give them away, but we're gonna give people time till the 31st of August, because that's what we originally said. And then whatever we don't sell, there's only 4 remaining, so whatever we don't sell, we will come up with some embarrassing way for you to win it. Amy's in Columbus, Ohio as well. Oh yeah, Peter, the smoke from Canada cleared. We didn't get too much of it. If we got it, it wasn't really tasteable. You couldn't taste it if we had it. Ray's also from, wow, we got a lot of people from Columbus today. Huh. It's interesting. But Ray would rather be in Gettysburg. I can understand that. I felt that way too, so much so that I moved here. Ty says the fundraiser for next year could be everyone paying to reenact being prisoners at Andersonville. A good time will be had by all. No, I bet you there would be people that would do that. Peter has a new ride. Oh, I love it. There's nothing like a brand spanking new car, because everything works great. Tires are good, suspension's good, alignment's great, engine's nice and tight, brakes are good, everything feels good. You got that new car smell, everything's clean. For those of you who don't know, I got into a new lease because, excuse me, because I only had my previous one for a year, but we went house hunting last June through October, and we looked at 54 houses, which probably put thousands of miles, well, it did, put thousands of miles on my car. And when it was all said and done, I was like, holy crap, I have a year's worth of miles and I haven't had the car for a year. I was at the 6-month mark and I had put a year on. So I got a notification from the manufacturer through the app, and they're like, yo, you're almost at 2 years worth. You should do something about that. So I had to go to the dealership for service, but I still had a free oil change. And while I was there, I talked to the sales manager and I explained the situation. And I actually wanted to kind of get into a pickup because I could use it. We have, firewood and stuff like that to haul now. And, I just, I miss having a truck. So I wanted to do that, but the lease that I have now wasn't mature enough to make that work. So I was like, well, look, bottom line, I would like it if there's a way to get a clean slate on the miles. And he's like, well, that's what I was thinking. So why don't we just put you in another car of the same model? And I was like, perfect. And that's what we did. And so that was easy enough, I guess. Not what I intended to do, but it was done nonetheless. So thank you for asking, Peter. Jeff says, great way to lose some weight at least. Amy says, what is your favorite thing to do there? Well, nothing really beats just going out on the battlefield by yourself and get whatever you can out of that. For me, I just like to think when I go out there, and it kind of helps to stand where braver men than I stood. Because if you got something going on in your life that's particularly difficult or scary or whatever, that's where I go to kind of get that comfort and kind of put things in perspective. So I mean, going on the battlefield for whatever is probably my favorite thing to do. I don't do as many touristy things as I used to do. You know, because when you move to a tourist town, eventually you have a life, and it is kind of it exists parallel to the tourist world, and you're not a tourist anymore. But every once in a while, I do like to do that. Like if somebody comes to town, when my sister brings the kids, we like to do the double-decker bus. That's kind of a family tradition from when I was a tourist myself. Before I moved here, we would always do that. So, you know, stuff like that. But honestly, I do this every morning on the way to work, unless I'm late or I have to be there, you know, promptly. This is just a drive around. Sometimes, you know, if I'm not doing a video, I'll stop, walk around a spot or sit and just think or whatever. I did used to like going on ranger walks. I still would like that. I'm kind of out of the loop of touristy things to do now. Cindy is actually a lot more in tune with that. Not because she likes to do it per se, but because, well, I guess, I don't know. Women tend to be better at that stuff than guys. Guys just kind of like float through life. And if a woman says, hey, there's this thing going on, want to go? Yeah, sure, whatever. We don't really pay attention, or at least I don't. I don't know, maybe other guys do, but I don't pay attention to that stuff. Morning, Gene. Ty says, Nicholas, the great thing about being by yourself at Gettysburg is that you're never actually alone. Oh, that's a good one. Where's Nicholas? Wait, oh, Nicholas says, what do you do out there by yourself? Nicholas is trying to be funny, but yeah, you know, I think that's the way the majority of your time on the battlefield should be spent. You go out by yourself, and you just kind of let it speak to you, at the risk of sounding corny. You know, it's a powerful place, and it certainly helps. I mean, like, look, if you haven't been on 500 tours, and you know, like, by all means, take a tour. Don't just go out by yourself and expect something. You got to kind of know the story and know what you're looking at, and there's plenty of plaques and things for you to read. Some people have no problems going around reading the plaques, and they can get an idea of things. Other people read the plaques and they just want to know more information. kind of get confused. So it always helps to have a guide if you can. And I always recommend to somebody, whether you're here alone, with your family, or with a group, you're gypping yourself if you don't have a licensed battlefield guide with you. That's why we only, we have a show called Ask a Gettysburg Guide, and we feature guides. And I think the guide force here at Gettysburg is such a unique thing. Other places do it, but Gettysburg's is over 100 years old. There's a tradition here. There's a lot of regulation to it. So you're getting people that know what they're talking about. They know how to do a tour. They know how to talk to people. Not that they don't at other places. I'm just saying, Jesus, people, walk on the side of the road. We'll give you a shot of the field of Pickett's charge here. Like this, not right here, but if you go, there's a pathway over there. If you go up that pathway, it takes you out to the point of woods. And sometimes I like to go sit out there because you're out in the field, Pickett's men on one side of you, Pettigrew Trimble's men on the other side of you, and you just kind of sit there and imagine. And you can't. I mean, no matter how good your imagination is, and I've never been in combat, but I can tell you from people I've spoken to, accounts that I've read, you just use a little bit of your own brain, and you realize that there's no imagination that can really come close to what combat really is. And but you got to try. Jeff says, amen to that, Matt. The battlefield can bring such serenity and time for reflection and contemplation. Yeah, yes, it does. Good morning, Dragoon. Ron says, I want to move to Gettysburg area, but my wife of 40 years doesn't. Thus, my great quandary. Well, you guys have had a good run. 40 years is nothing to sneeze at. Congratulations. And, time to move on, Ron. Time to move on. Six Questions says, good morning, Dragoon. Okay. Peter says, how is the Crawford reflection pool not dried up yet? Well, it's last I was there, it's a little lower. I would take you there, but I'll lose signal, and then it'll be moot. But last I was there, it looked like it was kind of getting lower. We haven't had a ton of rain lately, but it's the abomination is still there.